Come with us for the first part of our Texas 2-Stop series, where we start in San Antonio, home to the iconic Alamo with its historical characters and legacy, before we then explore the San Antonio Riverwalk, taking in an entertaining and not to be missed river cruise to discover the history and best places to eat and drink, both touristy and more upscale, before lastly heading elsewhere, literally, a colourful and quirky riverside bar away from the more commercial Riverwalk loop. So come with us to discover the essential things to do in San Antonio. So here we are on the famous San Antonio Riverwalk. This is actually the most popular tourist attraction here. So it goes without saying that we should go out and have a little explore. Even more popular than the Alamo, but a bit of something for everybody if I'm honest. You've got really nice boutique hotels. We're standing outside the Four Brothers Hotel here. You've got its Mokaka on the other side there, but then literally mixed in with this and these lovely riverside restaurants, you will find good old dive bars with 20-ounce margarita buckets and all that kind of stuff. So something for everybody really. Now, the city of San Antonio is incredibly compact, with the majority of hotels within the vicinity of the Riverwalk Loop, which makes it incredibly easy to explore, and not to mention easily distracted with the numerous watering holes, which are great for people watching. But equally, there's a fair amount of history to this city, so it seemed only appropriate to take in the sights on one of San Antonio's famous river cruises, which would not only save our feet, but also keep us from drinking too much. I'll put links in the description as always, but you can catch these from the north part of the Riverwalk Loop, right next to the St. Mary Street Bridge and behind the Aztec Theatre. The river cruises tend to focus on the more popular northern and eastern parts of the Riverwalk, but also taking a bootleg out to the river centre and back. And no tour would be complete without a trusty local guide, which was the characterful and entertaining Captain Bob.
That means arms, legs, heads, children, those brand new iPhone 17s, whatever number they own now, keep them inside the boat railing.
The boats run pretty continuously, so did not have to wait long, and the entire tour took about 35 minutes.
If you do happen to fall into the river, do not panic. Just stand up and walk yourself out of the river. It's only 3 to 5 feet deep.
And with the captain, you get the local insights and history.
Number one, everybody gets happy when I say casino. Well, let me tell you something, do not. Why? It's just a name. It's not a real casino. There's no gambling inside this building.
And passing by Casa Rio, the Mexican bar and restaurant, probably one of the most photographed on the Riverwalk, we turn off into the bootleg heading up towards the river centre.
If you guys look over here on my right hand side after we pass the streets, above the street level, you guys are going to see the second tallest observation tower in the United States, 750 feet tall. There was a local king named Tommy Johnson. He is the one who set the record for being the person who climbed the staircase the fastest. From the bottom to the top, he did it in 5 minutes and 18 seconds. That 16-year-old kid is now 50 years old and his record still stands.
And just past the Stargazer statue, we do a U-turn at the river centre to head back. As you can see from all of the walkways, all of these sites can be easily explored on foot. And it is on this eastern or right hand side of the Riverwalk you can also reach the Torch of Friendship, the red sculpture synonymous with San Antonio, which is found just up those stairs. But also you can cut through from all these bars to the Alamo Plaza. Now coming up on the Smoke Texas barbecue restaurant and bar, you come to a famous spot from the film Miss Congeniality, but we'll let Bob explain this one.
When Miss Sandra Bullock was on top of this stage doing her bikini competition, there was a part where she winks and then she giggles. That's because she saw me driving by on my boat. I'm not making this up, guys. I'm not. Hey, next time you guys see the movie and you see Miss Sandra Bullock doing that, you guys are going to be like, yeah, that was Bob right there.
So here where the river cruises go from, you have your little map showing you where they do the loop round to as well. And just behind me here is where you dock. But over behind us here, you actually have to go to the board there and then go inside where the ticket office is as well. It's currently $14.50 for a ticket. you know what, it was worth it. It's well worth doing. Can't come here not. Here we are at Domingo Restaurant. This was where we came out for dinner, so a nice little spot here right on the river. Fab meal here. I didn't try it for breakfast, some other people I know did, said it was very, very good. And then literally right next door to it, excuse the scaffold work, you'll actually find this old place here, Squire Tavern. This is the oldest bar on the Riverwalk and dates back to Prohibition and can be found just the other side of the bridge. And all of the riverbanks here are intertwined with these little bridges, and great little viewpoints here as well. And obviously the little riverboat trips you can do as well, which is well worth a trip on. And the aptly named Arch Bridge is a popular picturesque spot for photos. And just below was Ostra Restaurant, our favourite breakfast and brunch spot. Now choosing to take in the Riverwalk by foot and taking the same route as the river cruises, you can take in the scenery at a more leisurely pace and the small details you may have missed on the boat. But it is here at the Hyatt Regency Riverwalk you want to cut through to get to the Alamo Plaza. So literally come straight up from the Riverwalk, just a few steps behind, you'll find the Alamo. So again, probably not the largest of the missions, but by far the one with the most history. So definitely can't come here and not come and see this. Now there are numerous areas of the site to explore. So starting out the front of the main plaza, you will find recreations of the cannon emplacements, and then a corridor documenting the history of the site, from its origins as a Spanish mission and evolution of the site through to the famous siege of 1836. And the Alamo is actually one of the smaller sites on the Spanish Missions Trail that runs through this area. So make sure you subscribe to follow our next episode, where we visit one of the largest and most well-preserved sites. Amazing to think that, you know, such a site of historical importance is just literally sitting here right in the heart of the city. Then heading towards the famous church, you'll find most of the areas of interest contained within the walls of the site, aside from another gun emplacement that can be found directly out the front of the church. Most of these are well signposted, explaining the history and relevance of the exhibit, but of course, various tours are available from self-guided audio through to fully guided, and I'll put the relevant links for these in the descriptions as always. And round the rear of the church, find other pop-up activations, and of course the obligatory gift shop. Great that this site is just open, you can come and roam around it. There isn't a mission to go into the actual famous church itself, but there's plenty to see here otherwise. Great benefit coming during the week, it is a lot quieter. Now many legendary historical figures are synonymous with the Alamo, and you will find many of these commemorated in the sculpture garden to the left of the church. Then following back through the gardens, you come full circle back to the front of the church. And of course, going inside, for many, is the highlight of the visit. However, this is where many visitors make a crucial error. There's a lot of people going up to church. You walk around the grounds, absolutely fine, but they're getting to the front of the church and then saying you need a ticket and then not bothering to come in. And if you basically come to this ticket booth behind me out the front, the tickets to go in the church are actually free, but most people just go, oh, ticket, I've got to pay for it, not bothering. So make sure you don't miss out on that. So make sure you pick this up as soon as you arrive and then work the rest of your visit around your admission time. And this is no doubt just to manage capacities in what is a very limited space and ensure all visitors have a great positive experience. So remember, if you're enjoying this video, look out for the further videos in our Texas 2-stop series, and as not to miss, we please ask that you hit that like and subscribe buttons. It goes a huge way towards supporting this channel and for us to bring you more content in the future. But now, back to the tour of the Mission Church. You are reminded this is not just a place of worship, but a memorial to those who died during the siege, which became the pivotal moment in the Texas Revolution. Here on the far wall are the names and details of the 189 defenders that perished, and with some legendary names carried through the centuries. In all, a very sombre contrast to the fun of the Riverwalk. However, both should be on your bucket list of things to do whilst in San Antonio. So in contrast, and a bit more off the tourist trail, we wanted to take you quite literally elsewhere. So obscure little corner plot here, some pink flowers hanging down. Could literally drive straight past this place. A little bit weird and wacky, but let's pop and have a little look at elsewhere. Now this funky and colourful bar is located a short Uber ride just north of the Riverwalk, but can actually walk here along the North Riverwalk, as the site backs onto the river, giving it a great laid back vibe, and live music on arrival adding to the ambience. We arrived late in the afternoon in the very chilled atmosphere of this venue, a mix of both adults and also families, many bringing their pets as it was very animal friendly, with everybody just chilling out being the order of the day. And where better than some hanging swings backing onto the Riverwalk. And to help you relax, we had a great selection of both regular and craft drinks, plus some quick serve windows offering bites to eat and food on the go. However, the rather colourful backdrop and frankly bonkers decor meant there was no shortage of spots to get your social media posts and selfies done. Though as the sun went down and darkness crept in, the venue became even more atmospheric, with ambient lighting and no shortage of neon, making the bar even more colourful than during the daytime, if you even thought that was possible. With the light fading, the families began to leave and definitely switched to a more adult orientated atmosphere. With the live music now switched out to a DJ, the entertainment switched to gear with a pair of performers who started their set with an aerialist routine. So in no time, the pair, whose stage name was Aerial City, they had a healthy crowd of spectators. However, then moved the second half of their act into the centre of the bar with an assortment of fire eating and dancing right in the heart of the audience. But all of which made for an unorthodox but thoroughly enjoyable evening, and a uniquely alternative option of the more traditional nightlife of the Riverwalk. Which is where we leave our first episode, but look out for our next video where we will look for things to do outside of the Riverwalk before then heading to Austin. So make sure you subscribe to follow our Texas 2-stop series, or alternatively watch another of our destinations. But for now, thanks for watching and hope to see you again soon.